Hi guys, my name is Abhay Bhatia. I'm the founder of ProShalize, and today this video is to show you our webinar product that you can use whenever you're having a webinar in your organization. This comes with a registration module, a login module, and an interaction module post login. All of this is enclosed within your own branded website. So I'll quickly run through a small presentation and then demo the product to you so that you can check it out. So I'm sure you can see my screen now. So this is the product overview. First of all, we are having 7 years of experience in creating event tech for top brands. Our websites are already mentioned. The eventapp.in is what you should be looking at now. We've executed over 5,000 events for meetings, incentives, conferences, exhibitions, rewards and recognition programs, offsites, whenever the pandemic wasn't there. So people used to basically get a event app made from us, where it used to be a custom app having their own app name, logo, splash page, login, news feed, agenda, attendees, live poll, quiz, speakers, etc. Everything was available there. It still is, but obviously, because of the pandemic, the use case will not be a lot. Hence, we've sort of shifted into more of web-based products. And today I'm going to show you the webinar product, which is web-based, of course. Our apps are rated 4.5 and above. So we are quite experienced in understanding what the customer needs, how these events are executed. We've been very fortunate to have worked with corporates, associations, as well as event organizers. Recently, we also did a virtual event where over 21,000 employees of a certain large conglomerate had logged in, and that event was a grand success. We're based out of Mumbai, India, and we have an in-house team for the entire development process. We are ISO 27001 compliant, which means we understand information security and can work with your company's IT teams in ensuring that the products that we create are acceptable, are having the highest security standards, and are safe for the employees or the customers to use. And finally, we also provide the end-to-end solution. Not only we can help you conceptualize the entire event, we can create the product for you, and we can also give you the client servicing. I will come across this client servicing. I'll explain it to you in a bit. So let's go ahead. So for this particular video, we are just going to focus on the webinars. But now that you're already there, I wanted to just highlight that we are giving three solutions. The webinar is just when there's a 2 to 3 hour interaction where you want people to sign up for an upcoming webinar where you don't know who your users are. You circulate the link to sign up for the webinar way in advance. People fill up a form, they submit it, they receive a thank you email or an SMS, and then further communication is done using our product regarding the webinar. And on the day of the event, we send out the link where they can actually access the webinar. They log in on that link and then they can get access to the webinar, plus interact using features such as live poll, quiz, Q&A, or a chat. So the use cases, if I'm going to give you an example of an insurance company that is looking to onboard new agents, prospect agents. So what they do is they create a product like this from us. They circulate it using social media such as Facebook or LinkedIn or even WhatsApp. People click on that link, they fill up a form, and then they receive further communication using the product that we're making. On the day of the event, we send out the link, people log in, and just as the webinar is about to start, that's when we embed the video link onto the admin panel, and then they get access to the webinar while it's going on. They can also interact using chat or polls or Q&A. The second product is a digital event platform. Now, this is the extension of the event apps that we have created in the past. Now, earlier, what used to happen is companies would look for engagement much before the actual day of the event. They wanted to create a buzz amongst the users. Users could be customers, users could be dealers, or users could be employees. If you wanted to create a buzz a week or 10 days before the actual event, we would create a property wherein people would log in. They would see a news feed like Facebook for that particular event. They would see the agenda list of attendees, and with the attendees, they could start chatting. They could see the speakers and the presentations. They could interact using polls, quizzes, post questions to the speakers before the actual event is happening. They could also participate in various engagements like uploading selfies based on certain themes, uploading videos based on certain tasks. We had a leaderboard so that we would track whoever is using the product the most would be ranked higher. So, this is if you're thinking of having multiple events on a web or a mobile platform, you should consider going for the event platform. Virtual events is the so-called flavor of the season because we are not able to actually go to a physical event expo or a hotel or wherever the venue is. What we do is nowadays render the environment or the environment of the hotel or the expo center in 3D. We have a walkthrough. On that walkthrough, people sort of click. There's an information kiosk, there's a conference area, there's an exhibition area, there are networking areas. So the same event platform visualized in a different way is the virtual event platform. Now, these are very common. The advantage of having this is obviously giving those first time users a good experience as if they are actually, at the event. Uh, but the features are more or less the same as the event platform. So virtual events obviously take slightly more time to build because each event that takes place, people wanted to have a different environment. So creating that environment, integrating it, it's time consuming. Whereas the event platform is much faster because you can add a backdrop image, you can add the font colors, you can add the all the content yourself from the admin panel once you sign up with us. But today my focus is mainly on our webinar product. So let's quickly drill down to that. What we are offering to you is a branded registration page and a login module and provision to stream your webinar with your speakers using any medium. You can use Microsoft Teams, you can use Zoom, you can use whatever tool you want, go to webinar, go to meeting, whatever you want for your speakers to give the entire webinar content. All this will be streamed on the custom webinar page that we'll be creating for you. And this page will be the page where users log in and then they get access. Now, the first question is why do you need this? Why can't you just go for a Zoom meeting invite? Or why can't you go for just a simple link and share it with everyone? The reason is very simple. First of all companies, all brands want to maintain their brand identity. So you want to make sure that it's a branded link where your logos, your sort of artwork, colors, themes, fonts are completely owned by you. The URL should be yours, everything should be yours. So this product becomes an asset which you can keep using from time to time for your particular event. So if you're having 5 webinars and you're one company, you can keep reusing this product again and again for all the webinars. This creates a good recall value amongst your attendees because they know that whenever a webinar is going to take place, it will take place on this particular website that you've got. That's the second advantage. The third advantage is a lot of engagement, which is customized. See, a lot of these products come with polls, they come with Q&A. But tomorrow, if you're having newer features like a quiz, like a chat, all that is possible to be integrated using this product. So you can decide that on some webinars, I'm going to have live poll, some webinars, I'm going to have live chat or a quiz or a Q&A. We also give you an option of posting questions for particular speakers. So let's say the session requires 3 to 4 speakers. The participants can direct their questions to a particular speaker. This feature is not very common in other products. So that's why this product becomes very unique for the brand that is procuring it. I'll just run through the features and then give you a demo about it. The first feature is that we're going to give you a registration page with your branding and your custom URL. It will be hosted on our AWS servers, which have been load tested to accommodate 50,000 concurrent logins at a time. So our architecture is very complex and it is very thought after. We are keeping backup servers. We are keeping relational databases. So we are sort of keeping a lot of security parameters. Our coding is very secure and encrypted. So rest assured, whatever is being accessed on this webinar page cannot be shared outside. You can capture whatever fields you want. This is what makes it a very big differentiator. See, every company is having their own registration philosophy. Some companies may want to capture the region from where the prospect is logging in. Some companies may want to capture which industry vertical is the prospect interested in while accessing the product. Some companies may just want to have a simple page where they want uh, service A, service B, or service C. So this registration page is completely customized as per your requirement. You want to validate using a mobile number and an OTP, that is possible. You want to validate using an email ID and a OTP, that is also possible. You want to capture geography, region, industry, whatever fields are there, city, etc. You can create your registration page the way you want it. There is no sort of uh, there's no problem in creating it. All you have to do is let us know what are the fields that you want to capture for it. Now, many a times what happens is several webinars will be held on the product and each one will have its own registration page. So we give you that provision as well, that on one particular branded portal, you can have multiple events, and for each event, a separate registration page is also possible. Having said that, the converse is also true. You can have one registration page leading to multiple webinars. And that I will give you an example with one of the insurance clients for whom we have built the product. Moving on with the features, post registration, we give you a provision of sending an automated thank you mailer with your branding in the header and the footer, and an SMS which goes out automatically. Thank you for participating. Here is some more details, and we shall get back to you with the link shortly. Now, many a times the fear is that if I'm marketing this particular webinar site, people will just fill random values. To avoid that, we do client side validation. What that means is, let's say someone's entering their mobile number, we verify the OTP then and then itself, so that you are rest assured that the correct OTP entered means the mobile number matches the user. So then you are no longer having bad data or trash data which you can't reuse. So think about this, that then this, when these people log into the particular webinar, already you will be having their information that user Abhay Bhatia having mobile number so and so has logged in. So the data which is getting captured is pretty accurate. So that's a very good thing. You can send multiple SMS and email reminders that do log in, 3 days to go, 2 days to go, 1 day to go. All those options are available. Now, on the day or a day before the event, the login page URL is an extension of the URL you have taken for your particular event. So let's say abc.com is your custom webinar portal. abc.com/event1/registration would be the registration page for event one of ABC. And then for the login, it would be abc.com/event1/login. Now, the best part is if you're having multiple webinars using this one registration page, you can decide that I want to send out the invite or for, let's say, the North region. So let's say that your product is pan India and you want only the North states to be part of a particular webinar. So you can set a rule saying that the North states should be given this link, and you can send it out from the admin panel. Whoever is part of the North state, only they will get the email and the SMS. And when they log in, only they can see the webinar. So you are naturally segregating your audience simply by having a product like this. So you can be rest assured the South people can't see it if it's another day, if it's not the same day. Or you can have all regions mapped to a particular webinar, then everyone will be able to access it together. So think of the reusability of this particular tool. Within the webinar itself, my engagement features possible are a live chat, a quiz, a poll, or a Q&A. And I can run this multiple times during the session. So that gives me a lot of freedom in where how I want to engage. When we give you the product, we build all these features and give you. You can pick and choose what feature you want to run for any particular webinar. So the tools are already available with you. Now coming to the webinar management, what is happening is that the webinar is being recorded either when the speakers join in on a Teams or a Zoom meeting. Our client servicing team also joins the call. The client servicing expert picks up the screen grab of the speakers and their presentation, adds the branding of that particular event using any particular encoder. So we use encoders to put the name of the person, the logo within the video, a banner strip, so that it looks little attractive. And this is shared using either a JW player if you're using a content delivery, a CDN network such as Wowza, Akamai, or something, or it can be shared using YouTube Live. So from Teams, I'm sharing it on YouTube Live, or I'm sharing it on Vimeo. Any of the options are possible. Our player, which is embedded, can play any stream from any source. There's no problem whatsoever. So we do a dry run with your speakers much before the event is happening. We make sure the light, the sound, everything is proper. We check the presentation, whether it's flowing properly. We do a dry run a day or two before. And on the day of the event, we again do a dry run maybe 45 minutes before. And then at the time when it's supposed to start, we give a cue to your speakers and your speakers start speaking and everything is getting captured there and then. Now, validity wise, we keep this link on for as much time as you want, although we say that 1 week is enough. So I'm going to demo you this particular event. So Tata AI Insurance is one of the premier insurance companies, life insurance companies in India. They wanted a product wherein they could capture prospect agents details. So they wanted to onboard and they want to grow their agent network. So what they are doing is they are sort of marketing that, we are going to have a webinar with a celebrity. And why don't you sign up for it? We'll talk about the product. The celebrity will talk about a topic of his or her expertise. And then we will capture interest to see whether you all are interested in becoming agents or dealers. So what they've done is they've already executed 20 plus webinars using this particular platform. They've created a registration page where you can pick your region. You can decide if I'm in Maharashtra, I'll pick Maharashtra. And now think about this. You can use the imagination. Any other client could pick an industry, could pick a function. So you can basically create a form with whatever criteria of selection that you want, capture the details, and there's also the OTP validation. So if you see, once I enter the mobile number, I click on generate OTP, then only I can submit the form. And if the OTP matches with what is sent from the system, then only the form gets submitted. Same is possible with the email as well. So you can imagine that your data which you're going to get is pretty accurate. So now I would like to give you a demo of how the whole product works. So I'm going to stop sharing again, and I'm going to share another screen so that you get an idea of what we have to offer. Now, this is the form. Typically how it looks is that you can see that it's a mobile responsive form where I can select a region, any of the states. I can add the name, gender, age, mobile, get it validated. So let's say I put my mobile number uh, and then see whether it's working or not. I click on generate, uh, sorry, wrong mobile. So there's validation as well, 10 digit, etc. And once I get an OTP, then I can sort of put that particular OTP and then move forward based on that. So I've already received an OTP. It's 1278. So let's say I put my name and then I put my gender, I select the region as a test region. So to make sure if everything is working fine or not, I put my age, I put my pin code. So I can add whatever details I want. There's no limitation. So I put my email ID and I put a leader reference code. So this client wanted it to be mapped to certain leader reference code. You can have whatever conditions you want. Now, when I click on submit, let's see, it's sort of giving me an invalid thing. Let me understand why. Maybe I put another email ID and then let me try that. So I click on submit, and then once I click on submit, I receive a thank you email or thank you SMS. So this is the way the validation is done. Now, once I'm entering the details, I am now going to show you the admin panel. Now, to show you the admin panel, how it looks is basically it's just a simple. So we'll be making it as per your branding, as per your requirement. So once a person logs in, let's say that I'm going to go into this particular event. Now, here is where all the magic takes place, because just as I registered on this page, everyone can register on this page. And then I have an option of adding a webinar link to the product. So like I showed you that we have various regions. Now I am mapped to Z test. So if I'm mapped to Z test, I'll search for that region and I can see the region is available right here. I can put the custom link that I want here and I select the start and the date time to match the current start and the date time. So let's say I'm selecting, it's 1:27 in the afternoon. I'm going to just keep it valid till 2 p.m. And when I update this, what happens is when a user logs in, they'll be able to see the stream. That is the biggest advantage of the whole scenario. So now I've set my regions. Now suppose I want to send out a SMS to particular regions. I'll go on SMS template and I will simply select which region I want to send out the SMS to. And once I select that, I can basically say send message. I can select whichever template I want. I can then select either a user or I can select a region. Whatever the case is, it's possible to do any of the thing. So let's say I say login for Tata AI webinar. All the templates, by the way, are on the left side for SMS template. I select a region, let's say Z test, and I click on submit. Everyone will receive the SMS. So I can put the webinar will begin. This is the link, so and so, so and so, whatever details I want. The same goes with the email template. So I can trigger emails based on certain activities. I can add new emails using the templates also from here. So this product gives you that freedom. So tomorrow, if I want to add a particular email template, I can put the name, I can add the subject, I can add whatever HTML tags I want to add, and then they will appear here itself. So you are able to create your own email template from this. So now let's go and check out what else is available here. So I can see both registered users and I can also see logged in users. Now, how this helps is, let's say I've got 1,000 registrations, but on the day of the event, I want to know who's actually logged in on my product. Then I'll click on logged in users and I'll be able to see it and it will keep appearing date wise. I can filter it as per region or I can add any custom features as you want. So how this looks is, let's say that I have sort of decided I've registered, etc. Now I'm going to log in. So I'll just click on the so-called website / login and I'll put my email address and I'll click on login. Now you can see that I've added a link on the back, then the link will appear in front. So let's say I'm another user. So let me just click on login again. I'm going to try logging in again. I'm going to put my email ID. I'm going to click on login. And whatever link I put will start appearing on the backend. Now, this depends on the link you're putting. If it's a dead link, obviously it won't work. If it's a link generated from Teams or YouTube, you can just stream it live or you can put a pre-recorded video. So you can keep changing the link. So let's say now this link is not valid. So I'll just go quickly. I'll just find a video. Once I find a video, I'll just copy the link and I can paste it just for this demo. Just the event app. and I'll put my company's name. And let's say this is the video I want to showcase. So I'll copy this. Yeah, you can see this is the video which we are going to put. We'll go back to the admin. We'll go back to the regions. We'll select which particular region I want to add this video to. I'll click on it and I'll click on this link. I'll change it here. I'll update it. And now that I've updated it, let me go back to the product. Let me refresh it. And you'll see that the same link is now being played here. The same link comes here. Now, yeah, that's it. Now you can put a YouTube player here. You can put a Vimeo player here. You can put a JW player here. You need to tell us beforehand what you're looking for. And once you do that, then we'll be able to add that player. You can also ask questions here. So what is the meaning of life? Now, this is so that, if prospects have questions, you want to give them an avenue to ask so that the speaker or the moderator reviews it and then they can respond. So in the list of questions, the question will appear here. So if I've taken Z test, you'll realize that the question itself will appear here. So what is the meaning of life will appear here. So you can have it alphabetic, you can have time-wise, whatever the case you want, it appears here. So this is the webinar product. Leader code, like I showed you while signing up, if you want some validation to take place, that certain codes or certain reference codes are only allowed. So let's say if you want to capture if the person has come from Facebook or he's come from Twitter, you will, in your marketing collateral, you will mention that while signing up, use Facebook, use Twitter, use LinkedIn, use whatever you want. All those things are possible to be done. Now, coming to another example of our product, this is how we've created it for another large insurance company. Now, you can see that this is the particular, so you're seeing basically so many of these examples. So this is when a celebrity in India was the guest speaker. So again, here also they wanted regions, they could add regions. There was again employee code, referral code, etc. And it appears here. And when they log in, it appears like this where, so this is the third event basically. We can put whatever header, footer, etc. Everything is needed, it's possible. So here you notice there's Q&A. I also have a provision to putting live polls. So if I go to that particular live poll, so let me log out from this admin panel. Let me add the particular details of the event. I'm going to activate a live poll. So let's say I go here and then once I go here, I'll basically be able to activate a live poll. How it looks like is just loading up. So here there's a live poll option. If you notice, the first event didn't have it. And here I can, so first of all, see the polls. If I activate the poll, it will immediately appear on the front end itself. So here, once you refresh it, or maybe in 5 minutes, 6 minutes, the poll will start referring here. So you can have live polls also asked here. You can sort of view polls. Everything is possible. You can see which person has participated, what is their option. So you may ask a question, are you interested in knowing more? And yes, no, and then the answers will get captured here. So this is our product. Do take a look. Please get back to us, write to us. If this is interesting, we can build something like this for you, and contact us if you're having a webinar. I hope I've been able to explain it to you. And moving forward, we have some more videos highlighting our other products. So do check us out on theeventapp.in. That's theeventapp.in to know more about what we have to offer. Thank you.